Hi family, I hope you are well. We'll see you again for a new video on your Barça Spotlight channel. Thank you to everyone who has already subscribed and to everyone who is subscribing to our channel. We will debrief the Spanish Super Cup match between FC Barcelona and Real Madrid this Saturday in Valencia. Memorable! Koundé has now entered Barça history in golden letters. The Frenchman pushed Barça to glory. A huge victory for Flick's team, who, whatever happens until the end of the season, will be able to say that they begin their journey at Barça, hopefully a long one, after winning 2 finals against Real Madrid. The Blaugrana team got rid of a weaker Madrid team that had reacted thanks to the entry of Mbappé after a first half of clear Blaugrana superiority. He reversed Pedri's initial goal with goals from Mbappé and Tchouaméni, but in the final stretch, Ferran appeared at his date with the cup with the goal to force extra time. De Burgos Bengoetxea prevented the victory from reaching the final stretch, allowing Koundé to enter history with a shot. Well organized in defense, with a defensive line that made no concessions, and in which Flick ended up counting on Gerard Martin from the starting lineup, Barça dominated the first half of the match, once again with a masterful Pedri. Exhausted, he had to be replaced by Eric in extra time. The German coach's lineup was as expected, but, constrained by cards and fatigue, he found himself with a defensive conundrum in which Inigo found himself at left back, after Araujo came on in place of Gerard. Real Madrid knew how to react to this Blaugrana-style start, and this was one of the factors that decided the final. A key factor could have been Mendy's early injury, which forced him to come on against Lamine Yamal and Fran Garcia, who came off like a wreck. Almost as much as De Burgos Bengoetxea, a victim of blackmail, who showed gross tolerance towards Madrid in actions that deserved a card and went unpunished, in addition to eating penalties. Barcelona quickly took control of the game from the start, with Madrid settling into their own half and barely touching the ball at first. A lot of tension in the game, white caution. A pass from Ferran to Rafinha was intercepted by Valverde, and once again Valverde handed off a cross from Rafinha, who was looking for Ferran. De Burgos declared the handball was supported, a penalty that neither De Burgos nor, of course, the poor VR dared to call, nor did they dare to act with Olmo on the edge of the area. The 1-0 was unstoppable for Courtois, after a period in which Barca's dominance had failed to translate into a goal, thanks in part to the Belgian goalkeeper, who pushed Koundé's shot out for a corner after a Rafinha cross. A recovery by Courtois set up Pedri, who passed long to Lamine Yamal. The winger set up Fran Garcia, and although Olmo was waiting for the pass, Lamine Yamal chose to look for Pedri to go forward. Good decision. The Canarians' shot was brutal, going straight into the top corner, unstoppable for Courtois. Madrid could no longer afford to stay hidden in their cave and reacted. Bellingham scored but was offside, and just before halftime, Inigo fouled Vinicius, who was also offside. De Burgos, who had cautioned Rudiger twice in the first half, had already awarded a penalty. However, he failed to see Ceballos tackle Courtois in the box as the central defender was about to finish off a corner that, taken by Rafinha, hit the post and was about to become an Olympic goal. Courtois could have finished without Ceballos' effort. Mbappé started on the bench and was the catalyst for the second half. From the start, it was clear that the game would have more protagonists than Barca's initial soliloquy. Any loss threatens the Whites' transition. A Vinicius shot after a recovery very close to the Barcelona box almost equalized. Since Mbappé's introduction, Barcelona had begun to lose possession in dangerous areas, and the match took a dangerous turn for the Blaugrana, who nevertheless had more space on the counter-attack, and Rafinha crossed the ball too far to the left twice. The final had become a veritable roller coaster, dangerous for Barcelona. It was Mbappé who equalized. A fantastic goal from a direct free kick, after Frenkie fouled the French striker himself, who was going off on his own. On the counterattack, Madrid began to cause serious damage, and the comeback, led by Tchouaméni, ended with a corner. The Cup's top scorer is an opponent for Madrid. The false nine won the final with his 6th goal and forced extra time, which resulted in the title. After the previous day's blunder, unworthy of a club like Real Madrid, stung by the statements of a rebellious refereeing panel, the Copa del Rey final in Seville looked, rather than a flurry of goals, like indirect protagonists resulting from the referee's decisions, and that's exactly what happened. Ferran Torres, who was ultimately one of the cupbearers, was involved in all of this. His goal forced extra time, and a foul by Rudiger in the box had all the hallmarks of a clear penalty that wasn't awarded. Without realizing it, Ferran Torres continued to do his job, becoming the benchmark for this cup-winning Barca team. Koundé would start after scoring the 3-2 out of nowhere. But that goal was just as crucial as Ferran Torres' late 2-2, which forced extra time. He acted like Lewandowski as a false nine, although he's the most authentic of all because he doesn't deceive anyone. He has a goal, and shows it at every opportunity. It's no wonder the club considers him the center forward of the future. 10 minutes from the end of a match that was getting increasingly difficult, with the Whites convinced that the title was more than possible in their hands, even though they could have turned the score around by acting as favorites, Barça turned the tables thanks to an exercise in individual skill and self-belief from 2 Barca players. The first, Lamine Yamal, pulled a pass out of his hat to Pedri to make it 1-0, and then provided him with a championship-worthy assist so that Ferran Torres could make a run between a Real Madrid defender and Courtois. With the intelligence of a striker, the winger once again capitalized on Flick's decision to assign him the role of false nine due to Lewandowski's injury. It's the Ferran Cup, without a doubt. He's scored 6 goals in this competition, making him the competition's top scorer. Much of what the title explains is down to you. He scored a goal against Betis in the 5-1 win at Montjuic, a hat-trick in the 5-0 win against Valencia, and another in the 1-0 win against Atletico at the Metropolitano. And that was also an assist from Lamine Yamal. What a connection. But more than being the Cup's top scorer, which he is thanks to his own merits, Ferran Torres is having a fantastic season. He has scored 18 goals in total, almost all as a substitute. He has kept only 1 clean sheet in the Super Cup, but he has scored 2 goals in the Champions League and 10 in La Liga. Amidst all this, Viva la Vida, a legendary Barcelona song, was played. FC Barcelona won their 32nd Copa del Rey title at La Cartuja on April 26, 2025, becoming champions and confirming their supremacy as the undisputed leader of the knockout tournament. Hansi Flick's team defeated their arch-rivals, Real Madrid, in the final for the 4th time, thus equaling the number of victories between the two clubs at 4 in the most traditional competition in Spanish football, in all its various forms. Thank you for watching the video until the end. Thanks also to those who will take 2 seconds to like the video. Tell me what you think of the situation in the comment, give us your opinions in the comment space, share the video if you haven't already. Thanks again, good luck and see you soon for a new video.